In today's video, we're going to talk about 5 things that we did to help us get to early retirement.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Tracy, and this is our channel, Retirement in Color, where we talk about early retirement, building a lake home on Logan Martin Lake in Alabama, and moving across country from Arizona to Alabama. So make sure you stick around to the end because we will have an update on where we are in that process.
And I have to say this disclaimer, we are not financial advisors. This is not financial advice. This is just what we have done to help us to retire early.
So probably number one, first and foremost, is to have no debt and live within your means.
Yeah. I was raised in a house where I don't think my father ever even had a credit card. He was of the firm belief that you only took out a loan for a mortgage and maybe a car. Everything else you paid cash for.
And my upbringing was a little bit different. I did have a lot of debt. I used credit cards for a lot of stuff, and I realized wasn't good. And then I found Dave Ramsey and Financial Peace University, which really helped a lot. It really helped to conquer paying off that debt, snowballing it to getting it paid off, and creating a budget where you basically tell every dollar that you bring in as income where it's going to go as an expense, even if it's fun money. But one of those things about living within your means is that we also, during the pandemic, went down to one car.
Yep.
That was his idea. I wasn't on board with that at first, and it took a lot of convincing. But then I saw one of our cars just sitting in our driveway without being driven at all. And that's when I realized, because he was working 100% remote, I was working hybrid, and that car was just sitting there. So we're like, why not? Let's do it.
She'd mentioned every dollar. Every dollar has a name in the Dave Ramsey method, and that's important. That leads us to our number 3, which is putting aside money for planned expenses and necessities, emergency fund, etc. That's kind of a Dave Ramsey thing also, but for example, not everybody can be debt-free from day one. So let's say you have a car payment and you pay that off. Well, now take that practice that you have of putting money towards that car and put it in a savings account, a dedicated savings account for a car fund. And then every month you just continue to put those hundreds of dollars away. And pretty soon when you need a new car, you can pay for it cash. Or if you've got enough money and you don't need a new car yet, well, we renamed our car fund to boat fund because it had enough to pay for a car, and now we're saving for a boat.
And we've also done that with travel because we do like to travel. So we put aside a certain amount of money each month into that travel account. And we've been to some great places. We've been to Hawaii, we've been to Costa Rica, several cruises. So we haven't really been anywhere extravagant like overseas or anything, but we know that that's going to come eventually in our life. And it's nice to travel without having the stress of going into debt while you're traveling.
Yeah, and you may have other funds that you fund, whether it be for holiday expenses or, we've got other accounts. Yeah, but just that's the concept, is plan your money out. Every dollar has a name, and put money aside so that you're not taken backwards when something happens.
Right.
So you're building for tomorrow.
So number 3 is your pension and your 401k. I am fortunate enough, I work for a municipality, so I have a pension, which is basically a forced retirement savings. And it's nice because it's really been the catalyst to us even considering retiring early, because I do qualify. And then that spurred on Joe wanting to retire also.
And not everybody has a pension. Very few companies do pensions. I think the railroad may be the only thing besides government entities that do pensions. So, but your employer is now probably mandated to offer you a 401k. If you really need to take advantage of that. If you just put 10% away in your retirement 401k, then it would take you 51 years and you'd have enough money to retire. but you have to plan for tomorrow. But you're going to do some other things, and we'll talk about that. But if you look at that, that's pre-tax money you're putting away. So when you look at your paycheck and you just put away 10%, it's really kind of almost a little bit more than a 3% difference in how much money you bring home, and you're putting away 10%, which is great. Mm-hmm. And then when you get used to that, or next year you get a cost of living increase of 3%, well, take one of those 3% and increase it to 11%. So you can slowly bump that up over time so that you're putting more away and you don't even notice it because you're used to living on that amount of money already. Mm-hmm. And
well, even if you aren't at that point in your life where you can put that much away into your 401k, you should always at least put in the amount of percentage that your employer is going to match, because that's just free money. So take advantage of that free money.
Yeah. And that leads us to number 4 on our list, which is pay down your mortgage. Mm-hmm. I was taught that, and this was, the math worked on previous mortgages. With today's interest rates, it's maybe a little different. I haven't done the math, but I was told if you pay 10% more every month towards your principal, that you take that 30-year mortgage and pay it off in 15. And so I have done that, and I've always paid a little extra towards paying down that principal on that home. Now your home is making money two ways. You're getting you're paying down your principal, so you have more equity in your home, plus your home is appreciating in value. So when you go to sell that house, you're going to make an even bigger profit, which will help you towards your retirement.
Mm-hmm. And number 5, the last one, is get a financial advisor. And this is something that I tell pretty much everybody I come in contact with. I think it's one of the things that's helped us a lot, and primarily for the fact that they've given us advice on things that we would have never have even thought about. Like, they're the ones that suggested we buy a piece of land and build a home on it when they knew we wanted to retire on a lake somewhere. And that's just something that never even occurred to us. Now, of course, that might be different in today's economy. This was just a couple years ago, and we were able to refinance our home with a lower interest rate than what we had, which was still pretty low, and buy the land outright. So I thought that was just awesome.
They've also done some other great things for us, like diversification. And I pretty much knew the stock market because of my exposure to 401ks, and that was good, and that was helping me make money. But they've helped us to diversify so that our money is in a lot of different things, so that if the stock market has a bump, we don't really feel it as much in our big plan. And they've also, are better at helping us plan for tomorrow by putting money in less volatile things that we're going to need in the next 1 year, the next 5 years, the next 10 years, mm-hmm. so that they're planning for our future, and they've got good graphics to help us understand our position in the market.
I like that. I like it that they can actually print out something that shows you your entire financial future from where you are now until when you die. It just helps me to see it on paper. We get to see like the raises we're going to get once we decide to take Social Security, and then like the raise we're going to get when we can go on Medicare and we don't have to pay for insurance anymore. But it just really, when you're somebody like me who's scared about the income not coming in, it just really helps to see how your money is going to work for you on that piece of paper. But
yeah, if you'd like, let us know in the comments, and we can do a video just about how to choose a financial advisor, because there's just too much to talk about in this little short video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so anyways, that's the 5 things that we've done to help us get to the part where we're able to retire early. So now we can give an update on what's been going on with our process.
We talked about our retirement savings accounts, and on June 2nd, I turned 59 and a half, which means I can start to withdraw some money from some of that retirement savings. So we're going to start building our house mm-hmm.
on
the lake. We now have a signed contract with a builder, and so he's going to start the build in June. And
well, and I have to say, originally we were going to wait until we sold our house to start building, but after talking to our financial advisors, they told us everything would be okay. They were the one who suggested, taking out some money when we were 59 and a half. We can get that build started. So that's pretty cool.
And also our house is up for sale, so we're hoping that sells quick. So if you got any extra prayers, put them out there for us for a
please do.
quick and profitable sale. But,
please do. And we retire in like just over 30 days, which is still, I still can't comprehend that. I just feel so lucky, and that is happening to us soon. So
thank you for joining us on our journey, Retirement in Color, and we hope that you continue with us and
yes, follow along with us. And if you want to find out how we chose our builder, then make sure you watch this video here, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.